who does what, when, where. But when it involves children, you need to put them first, period. If I start in and I tear into her, it's going to be ugly. But on
I mean, listen, obviously, as of last week, obviously we saw Amy get arrested after the incident with the camel at the zoo. Now, of course, the family is not exactly happy with the fact that Amy was in a position where she could get arrested for carrying substance with her. And I believe it was marijuana. So, of course, the family is making a lot of sense that, you know, it's up to you what you want to do yourself. But if you're going to put your children in danger, that's not cool. That's something that you have to be confronted with. So, hey.
notice and let her know. This is your one time up. I dare say over a year now since a divorce.
I'm really just pissed that Amy would make that kind of a boneheaded mistake.
To be honest with you, I can understand them being pissed that Amy would make that type of mistake, which I personally wouldn't call it a mistake personally, because you know that you got your kids with you, so therefore you know that you shouldn't be carrying any kind of substance around with you. And the person that she's with, he should know that too. Okay, it goes for both of them, right? So it's not even a mistake, it's just pure stupidity. But to be honest with you, I'm actually quite surprised that the family's surprised that Amy would put herself in this position, because she's a train wreck. So what do you expect from somebody that is a train wreck? Let's just call it what it is.
Amy paying attention to detail. Because if she'd have paid attention to detail, none of that would have been in trouble. She'd never been in trouble.
But when has Amy ever been known as somebody that can pay attention to detail? You know what I mean? Oh, wait. Detail has definitely never been Amy's thing. I mean, look over the years when we've seen how dirty that she keeps her home. Her home becomes so dirty that she attracts things like mice, roaches. You know, we've seen it. I mean, listen, we've even seen things on her social media, a platform where the ceiling itself is just absolute dirt from just smoke. For somebody who obviously doesn't care about cleanness, attention to detail, yeah, that's definitely not an Amy's traits.
Seriously hoping Amy's hit her rock bottom, and this is her eye opener. That bro, she don't need to be doing this stuff. Like,
we can only hope for that, but sadly, when it comes to this family, well, at least when it comes to the slaton sisters, at least anyway, when it comes to hitting that rock bottom and recognizing that you've done wrong, isn't something that actually generally works. I mean, Tammy hit rock bottom how many times? This woman's in a coma how many times? A hospital bound how many times? And she still kept putting herself in that position. The fact that it happened the one time should have been Tammy's wake-up call. So with Amy here, this being a one-time, should it be a wake-up call? 1000%. But is a wake-up call something that this family even responds to when it happens? Well, that's where you ask the questions. Hopefully it's a wake-up call, because of course this is involving damaging, this involves endangering her kids, not just herself. I guess with Tammy, it was just herself that she was endangering. Nobody else was really being affected apart from her family members emotionally, right? But with Amy now, this is a case where she's got kids to consider. So it's a whole different ballgame, isn't it now?
to be a mother. And now that she is a mother, bitch, you're it up.
When Tammy's telling you that you're messing up, then you know you're messing up. For sure. Because Tammy's like the queen of messing things up for herself.
What are we doing?
I'm pretty sure that you already know that we need to have a discussion.
I'm done.
Absolutely, utterly ludicrous. She sits down and all Amanda says that we need to have a discussion, and then boom, I'm done. The fact that Amy isn't even in a position where she's willing to, or doesn't seem to look like as if she wants to take accountability, screams 1,000 words. How can you just sit there and say, I'm done? Okay, fair enough, you can see there's a whole bunch of you guys there. But here's the thing though. She was like, I can tell this is an intervention because you're all here, you're all gathered together, blah, 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 blah. And Amy obviously feels cornered, she feels obviously ambushed, which, listen, I get it. But at the same time though, Amy was a part of it when they did it to Tammy last season, or whichever season it was, when Tammy wanted to come home from the rehab place, when she was like, no, I don't want to stay here no more, get me back home now. And they were like, no, we can't, because two of us need to be here to look after you, and we don't have that. You need to stay where you are to get to where you need to be, which is where Tammy is now. But the matter of the fact is though, Amy is like acting as if she wasn't a part of that as well when it came to Tammy. And therefore Amy should know that if the family going to come together to have a discussion with you, it means that this is something that is crucial, something that is very important. To be held, she's lucky that she has a family who actually want to come together and have a conversation when they know that one of their siblings is not on a good place. Okay? She knows that when they were doing it to Tammy at the time, they were doing it for the greater good of Tammy. So she should know that they're doing it right now for the greater good of herself. But of course, when somebody's in a position where they just don't want to be where they want to be denial about the situation, this is what you get. You get somebody that's abrupt and says, "Oh, I don't want to hear nothing about it," and just gets up and storms off like a child.
Can't take this.
Amy, sit your ass down.
It's not. It's not.
Then why does it sound like an intervention?
Because I said we need to have a conversation. Man, bump that. Somebody tries to talk to you, you want to jump up and storm off.
The way you
To be honest with you, Amanda definitely never helps anything, does she? Because she is such a hothead. You know, Amanda, all she had to do was literally, like, look, Amy decided to come back. At that moment in time, all you got to do is defuse the situation and then have that conversation. But with Amanda, instead of defusing the situation, she'd rather just get as loud and as mad as the other person. Sometimes I just don't know why Amanda even turns up to any of these, you know, conversations. Because she can't handle it. Hell, it would be crazy to see what would happen if the family were to gather together to have a conversation with Amanda about something that she did. Oh, that conversation would probably go nowhere. It'd probably end up in fight or something. But at the end of the day, the way Amanda ended up reacting to Amy's reaction and just didn't help. It made things a whole lot worse and kind of proved Amy's point a little bit that you guys are going to come in way too aggressive towards me. But to be fair, I think it was Misty who made a point. She said that maybe we should have never allowed Amanda to lead the conversation to begin with. Even though Amanda's approach wasn't actually that bad, I guess because it's Amanda and everybody knows what she's like, it was probably best that it should have came from somebody else with a bit more, you know, someone that the family trusts a bit more to be a bit more kinder. Whether that had been a Crystal or a Misty. Definitely not Amanda. Definitely not Tammy. Even though Tammy does speak to Amy later on, obviously on a one-to-one basis, and she had a bit of a conversation, which is good, but that's just on a one-to-one basis, you see what I'm saying?
ain't at me though.
Wasn't nobody intervening, nothing.
I don't want to talk about the game of fight, and I don't want to talk about Chris.
That is not good. Not good at all. You want to close everyone off from your issues, close everyone off to what you're going through. So therefore, you're refusing to talk about the things that have now endangered your kids. The camera endangering your kids, of course, was not in Amy's control, which is fine. But the whole substance was definitely in her control and her partner's control. They're trying to look out for your boys, the boys that you lost so much weight for to have. Yeah, the boys that you only lost weight to have. That's, you know what I mean?
And they don't get it.
Court date's coming up here in a couple weeks, and since I'm the one that posted bail for Amy, if she don't appear for court, I'm on the hook for 10 grand.
That is a whole lot of money, so Amy better turn up. But I'm pretty sure Amy does turn up anyway.
Like, I'm used to doing my own thing. I'm independent.
With everything that's going on with her, it's a little crazy coming out of Amy's mouth.
Listen, I mean, Tammy says it herself, but how can you sit there and talk about you're independent when... Forgive me if I'm wrong, but how can you sit there and say that you're independent when you just got arrested? People that are independent don't be putting themselves in these kind of predicaments. But to be fair, she's not independent. She's got a whole freaking man that wants to live with her. So her being independent is a bunch of BS because she's got a whole freaking dude.
Because it's not independent. Like, she needs to quit being in denial.
I went over to a vendor, and they put this hot mess stash on me. And I'm like, that's fitting. I'm going to keep that.
Yeah, it may be fitting, but at the same time, though, it should also be a sign to say that, hey, you need to fix up. But clearly it's not. For her, it's more of a joke because she doesn't want to take anything seriously right now. Only Amy can save Amy in this moment in time. People can come into her life and advise her what they think that she should do, but at the end of the day, all of that's always going to go from here to there because it has to be her that wants to put the work in. It's like they say with rehab or any AA meetings, you know, people that go there are not people that need to go there. People go there, people that want to be there. If you want to be somewhere, then obviously it's going to make an impact on yourself. If you go there because you need to go there, it's not the same thing.
Or wear a hot mess sash. Probably, like, I'm not sure any of it's sunk in.
I get it. I could go to jail. And if they don't stop, I'm going to tell them off.
I mean, listen, does she get it? Does she get it? A lot of us can probably argue and say that no, she doesn't get it. Amy can sit there and say that she gets it, but we all know for her that she doesn't. Because if she did get it, then she wouldn't be in this predicament. And if she did get it, then the family wouldn't still feel the need to have to keep talking to her. They would have said, okay, we know you got under control, so we'll leave you to it. But no, that's not happening. Because your attitude has shown that you don't get it. Your attitude just stinks at this moment in time. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that Amy has to remember who this impacts the most. Apart from herself, it impacts her kids. Because if mommy was to get arrested now, Who do the boys go to? They go to Michael. Would Michael be a better fit for them? I don't know. But either way, though, no children should have to live a life without either one of their parents due to whatever BS. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.